Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I've got a video covering the special event mode, the Siege of Frostbite Castle. Now if you do like the video, as always don't forget to like and subscribe down below as it really does help out the channel. And yes, the Siege of Frostbite Castle, it is the third event mode in this Winterfest event that we've had going off. First we had toy tanks, then we had the Ice Queen's Curse where you had to defeat the Yetis at the end of it, and now we've got the Siege of Frostbite Castle. This is the end of the Ice Queen's story arc, and you can get, by getting 25 points in total in the end of this, you'll be able to get a load of goodies from the community challenge, which is very similar to the one that was running during the Ice Queen's Curse, where once we hit 10 million points, we'll be able to get a load of goodies and more snowballs, which is always handy because we can spend more snowballs on the store. But to be able to earn those rewards, you will have to get 25 points in the mode. And we'll go through everything you need to know about the mode and show you the game in general to be able to see what you have to do for the Siege of Frostbite Castle. So, you'll need every tank to defeat me, she says, and you've got the 24th of December, which is Christmas Eve, until the 7th of January to play it and get those 25 points. You've foiled the Ice Queen's plans. She's not happy. In fact, looks like she's going to take matters into her own hands. Time to melt that Ice Commander, get your best toy tanks ready, and don't forget the hot cocoa in the second and final PvE battle of the Ice Queen's Lament, the Siege of Frostbite Castle. So head to the game's mode select screen or Winterfest storefront to join the assault. The play battle in the storefront will put you into the same queue as the mode select screen. In the Siege of Frostbite Castle, you and 6 other tankers in toy tanks will be facing the Ice Queen and her army. The original toy tank and glitter bomb, aka the toy artillery, will be available for free during this event if you don't have one of this year's 4 new toy tanks. And here's the toy tanks. I've got a video covering all of them if you want to go see what they do. Hot cocoa will be a must for your assignment. The active effect of this event-only consumable will free you from any deep freeze the Ice Queen's army casts on you. It will also give you the following passive effects: plus 10% Commander XP, plus 10% crew performance, and minus 15% freeze time. So when you get frozen by the Ice Queen's minions, or the Pedros, you will be able to activate your hot cocoa, and it will defrost you, essentially, and you won't be able to get frozen for a wee while either. You can hope to achieve victory in the final battle by working together, and your luck in Santa Spy elves have gathered some precious intel on how to defeat the Ice Queen for good. Here's the report. Use it to plan your assault. So yeah, don't forget with the hot cocoa, it is a consumable. So instead of running food, you run the hot cocoa and you'll get slightly better Commander XP, all that sort of stuff. Although the Commander XP in this mode isn't that great. Realistically, you're getting 10 to 20k and you can't use boosters. So it's not as good as the toy tank mode was, for example. So, Stage 1, Breaching the Gates. Situation: ice is blocking the entrance to the castle. Collect 8 pieces of wood, drive over them, essentially, to build a bonfire that will melt the ice. Once you have enough wood, the capture circle for the bonfire becomes active. Capture the bonfire to light it, melt the ice, and unblock the entrance. But be careful, the Ice Queen will try to stop you, and she'll do that by throwing ice spikes at you, essentially. Stage 2 is clear out her forces. You've made it in, but the Ice Queen's forces were expecting you. Prepare for combat, give no quarter, defeat enough of the Ice Queen's army to force her out of hiding. And then Stage 3 will be defeat the Ice Queen. So the Ice Queen is taking matters into her own hands and sallying forth to face you, and she's bringing reinforcements. Defeat the Ice Queen to save the holidays. The final battle will flow like a boss fight with phases. Here's what you'll have to do. So Phase 1, contact established. Face the Ice Queen and her forces and get her to 50% HP. So once you've focused her down and got her to 50% HP by, you'll be facing the Ice Queen herself, minions and Yetis. Once she hits 50% of her HP, you will hit Phase 2, which is the regen phase. The Ice Queen will leave the battlefield to heal and return once her health is back to 100%. You'll need to defeat her Yeti's tanks for her to come back out. So the minions we'll face here is Yetis. There will be all the other little minions flying about as well, but really focus down the Yetis. The faster you get the Yetis killed, the faster you can get on to Phase 3, which is the final battle, which you've got to defeat the Ice Queen and her minions. Watch out for incoming ice boulders. Red circles will mark where they're landing. So there will be little red circles, red markers on the map where you can see the ice boulders are going to hit. If they hit you, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. So try and avoid them if you can. Use your boost feature, which you've got to press your handbrake button to boost your toy tank and get out of dodge of them. Respawns will be enabled for this event, and snowmen will also be scattered across the map. Just like previously, ram into them to get a bonus or power up. Commander XP earnings will be boosted in the Siege of Frostbite Castle, and commanders placed in a toy tank will be sent back to your recruitment tab when the Winterfest ends. Just remember that Commander XP boosters cannot be applied in this mode, which is a little bit sad. And remember the wood you need to gather for the bonfire. Well, the good news is you'll also earn community challenge points with each bundle you get. Speaking of which, the Siege of Frostbite Castle Community Challenge is going to work similarly to the community challenge we have for the Ice Queen's Curse. When you're going up against a foe as powerful as the Ice Queen, it's only fitting that you and your allies are adequately rewarded for your bravery. Earn points with the community to receive rewards in the Siege of Frostbite Castle Community Challenge. Here are the goals you can complete to earn points. So Siege of Frostbite Castle points earns. Fires lit. Collect firewood and light the fire to melt the ice and gain access to Frostbite Castle. That's 2 challenge points. Weaken the Ice Queen, damage the Ice Queen and get her down to half health. That's 3 points, so that's getting her to the second phase. And destroy the Ice Queen. So for destroying the Ice Queen with your team, you'll get 5 points. So for every game, you're basically going to end up getting about 9 points. So once you've done 2 to 3 to 4 games, you should have enough points to be able to unlock stuff from this community challenge. Note, you'll need to earn at least 25 points yourself to qualify for rewards from the community challenge. And trust us when we say it'll be worth the effort, for in addition to the limited time rewards waiting for you along the stages, the exclusive Ice Queen skin for the E100 will be yours to complete, yours once you complete the final community challenge stage. And here is the skin that you will get for the E100. It is the Ice Queen. You'll see that in the game when you play the mode. Looks pretty cool, to be fair. And you'll be able to keep track of the community's total points on the game's mode select screen like normal. This is it, Commander. The moment you've been preparing for, give it your all, save the holidays, and grab some celebratory milk and cookies. And when all is said and done, here is the community challenge details and rewards. So for 500,000 points for the community, you'll get a mischievous elf emblem. At number 2, for 1 million points, we'll get a garage gear and 2,500 snowballs. For number 3, at 2 million points, we'll get a camo set of the tree ornaments. At 3 million, we'll get 5,000 snowballs and garage gear, which is the Christmas tree. At 4.5 million points, we'll be able to get a 2D reindeer commander. And at 6, which is 6 million points, we'll get 7,000 snowballs and the Ice Queen hero skin for the E100. So in total, if my maths isn't incorrect, we will be getting about 14.5k snowballs from this community event, which again is a nice addition to your snowball collection, meaning you'll be able to pick up the ELC or the 283 a little bit easier, and then you'll have possibly some left over to be able to pick up some camos and stuff like that from the Winterfest store. And as always, don't forget to use your snowballs up before the 7th of January, because once we hit the 7th of January, the snowballs will disappear as they are only valid for this Winterfest game mode. So make sure you spend all of your snowballs, or as many snowballs as you can, before the 7th of January. But yeah, that's the community challenge. That's what you have to do for this Siege of Frostbite Castle. We're going to go now watch a replay of this mode so you can see exactly how and where you do things for this mode. So again, so you can, when you're playing it, you know exactly what you have to do to win the game. So what we'll do is see you in the replay.
Is overwhelming the village's spirit. She must be building up her troops and using this storm for cover. No choice. We need to get to her castle HQ and break her spell.
Thank you, Santa. So here we are in the event mode, the Siege of Frostbite Castle. It's basically following on from where we were in the Ice Queen's Curse. We're in the town that we freed from that mode, and we are in the very first section of this mode, and that is that we've got to go and get the firewood from the markers, as you can see, at H2, K2, A7 and C0. We've got to get that firewood, and once we've run over it essentially and collected it, as you're going to see there, it's flashing right there. As soon as you run over it, it pops up, it makes that little sound, and as you can see, we've got 1 out of 8 now of the gather firewood. As soon as we have collected all of the firewood that's knocking around on the map, the cap will open up at F5. We can cap it, then the doors to the castle will open, and we can go and face the Ice Queen. Now, as you can see, with me driving around the Yellow Rider was my personal preference, because I just like the Yellow Rider. It's a lot of fun. The BB shooter is a hell of a lot of fun to use. It's really good against the bots and the Pedros, or the SP1Cs and the gloomy minions or whatever it is you see at the SP1Cs. It's really good against the T2s and the SP1Cs and the Pedros. But once you start to go against the Yetis and the Ice Queen, it's not quite as good. And especially when you're going against the Ice Queen, you'll see what I mean in a bit. It's not quite as good as some of the other ones that do higher damage, because it takes a lot to be able to actually penetrate the Ice Queen, because you don't really have the highest pen in this thing. You have to be behind it, and once you'll see the third phase, or the second phase really, of the Ice Queen, it's super difficult to be able to get this thing to be consistent against them. But for these early stages, it's very, very good, because you can zip about the map. You've got the mobility to go after all of the firewood, and then when the vehicles or the minions come in to attack you, you can easily wipe the floor with them, because you eviscerate them very, very fast. The only ones you do struggle with is the Pedros, because not all of your shots actually pen them. But you can see the base here in the middle at E5 is actually opened up now that we've collected all the firewood. The Ice Queen's annoyed, and she has presents for us. The presents are ice boulders. So the shakes in the map are these ice boulders that are going to start getting thrown down at us. Now, I've missed the first two that were thrown at us, and that is where the red circles will appear on the map. Or, sorry, not on the map. The red circles will appear on the floor, and as long as you're not in the red circles, you won't get hit. Now, I was like, what was that? Oh. And there is one of the ice boulders right there. And the ice boulders basically killed half the people that were in the cap. So it's why you've really got to pay attention to the floor, really pay attention to the ice boulders being thrown in, so that you don't get hit by them and you don't get killed by them. This cap is very, very open. So naturally, it is a little bit, in my experience of playing this mode, it can be a bit difficult sometimes to cap. But once you've cleared the minions away from the start, from when you've got the cap going, there's the red circle, by the way, it's not too bad, because you can use the bonfire in the center to keep yourself covered from all of them as they spawn. And they generally tend to spawn a load on one side of the bonfire. Once you've cleared those, then a couple will spawn behind you and the opposite side. But yeah, once you've got rid of the initial wave, it's not too bad realistically. And if you've got enough people capping the objective and not running around, because that's the key thing for this event mode, again, as always, is to make sure that people are playing the objective. Because if you're not playing the objective, it's pretty difficult to make sure that you're actually going to win it. And my experience of playing this, I've played it, what, 4 or 5 times now, is that it's a close run thing quite often. I imagine if you run more efficiently as a team, you can get this down to being quite a decently quick win. But if you're not playing the objective, yeah, it's going to go pretty close to the wire. And I've had it, yeah, 2 out of the times we've played so far, not completed it, because the team went chasing off after the bad guys and never went and attacked the Ice Queen. And we had issues where the Ice Queen never really got to the second phase of her life until too late. So as you can see here, we have to defeat the Ice Queen's forces. This is the second part of the Siege of Frostbite castle. We've gained access to the castle, and we've got to defeat Marv the Yeti and the Ice Queen's forces. So we got to kill 20 bots, essentially, and then kill the Marv, the Yeti, as you were killing them in... just like you were killing them in the last game mode, really. And once you've got rid of them, it'll open the portal, well, the gatehouse, really, but the portal to the Ice Queen, and you can go and face off against the big baddie of the mode, Ice Queen Elsa, or the evil Ice Queen Elsa. But anyway, we are going for shots now into the Frostbite Knight, because we're just now having... the Yeti's dead. Yeti's dead, so we just want to chase after the bots to go kill them. But as you can see, what I'm doing now is the thing that you could do in the last one as well, and that is run over the snowmen. So I'm really low on health, so I run over a snowman, partial health restored, I've got half my hit points back. To be perfectly honest, probably would have been better just running in, trying to kill another bot, and then dying and respawning. Probably would have actually been quicker, because as you can see, all the bots on the opposite side of the castle, and I'm like, oh, I've got to try and get back over there. My team's basically nearly killed them all anyway, or what we need to kill. So yeah, probably would have been better to not go after the snowmen. But, you know, we just showed you what the snowmen do. If you get a snowman, you'll either get the partial health restore, or you'll get snowballs for it. So we've still got half health. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, I'm not going to go after any more snowmen. Let's just try and pick up some kills. So we get the ram on the last one, and there we go. The Ice Queen ends up taking out all the rest of her minions because she's extremely disappointed, naturally. I can best winter, Ice Queen, don't you worry. We're going to do that right now. So the portal, the gatehouse, is opened to the Ice Queen's castle. We're going to go in and take down that Ice Queen. It's like, come on, Mrs. Ice Queen. It's time for your death, my queen. And as you can see, trying to pen the Ice Queen with the Yellow Rider is a bit of pain. What you need is your Yellow Riders to run after. So this is where the teamwork aspect of the event mode comes into play, which... random game modes, right? It's a bit more difficult. But if you're in a platoon, which these modes are quite good for playing in as a platoon, for synergy and stuff like that, what you want is your Yellow Rider to basically go do what I'm doing now, and that is run interference and go and murder the minions, because the minions will end up distracting and taking a lot of hit points off your team very, very quickly. And because the Yellow Rider is very good at destroying the minions, you use the Yellow Rider to get rid of them. And then everybody that has the higher alpha, or the better damage potential, go after the Ice Queen. So stuff like the Glitter Bomb, the Mega Blaster, the Nerf Destroyer, for example, they're all very good against the Ice Queen because they will do damage quite consistently against it, and they will take off a lot of its hit points pretty quickly. This thing has to be behind the Ice Queen to pen it. And even then, it can be a bit of a struggle sometimes. And what you'll see when we get to the next mode of the Ice Queen, it's going to get difficult to be able to actually get shots into the rear where you can do damage. So you can see we're just trying to get the Ice Queen down to half health. So when it says drain the Ice Queen of her power, we need to get the Ice Queen down to half health. And once we get down to half health, we'll hit the second stage where the Yetis come out. And she will go to regen her hit points. And once the Yetis are dead, we'll get to the last stage of the boss fight. So again, I'm just running interference, trying to avoid the Ice Queen, because, again, it's quite difficult to be able to do anything against the Ice Queen in my Yellow Rider. But we ended up getting shut down, because you have to be careful of the Yeti Yeet. The Ice Queen does a good Yeti Yeet, and she will ram you, and you will go flying, and you will die. So be very, very careful of the Ice Queen in that regard. So she's at 14,917 hit points. You can see I'm just trying to find somewhere where I can do some sort of consistent damage to her, but it's just not working out. And yeah, she's now facing us frontally, which means I'm not going to do anything. We go through the snowman that was on the map, and, well, I didn't need the partial health restore. We could have got snowballs from that, but it is what it is. But here we are, the second stage of this boss fight with the Ice Queen, and the Yetis are out, and it's like, hey, it's Cornelius and Freddy, our best buddies. We're going to go make buddies with the Yetis and take them out of this game. And once again, with the Yetis, you can, if you're in the Yellow Rider, and if you're in a lot of the tanks, to be fair, unless it's something with higher pen like the Nerf Destroyer, what you want to be doing with the Yeti is shooting it in the rear and shooting the tracks. Not shooting the little armor bar above the tracks, because that will just bounce. But if you shoot the rear and the tracks, you will do consistent damage to the Yetis and you'll get rid of them. Now, this section here is quite important, and that is the fact that you just need to get rid of the Yetis super fast, because it gives you more time to be able to take out the Ice Queen in the end game. Because, yeah, it takes quite a bit of time to get rid of her, and it will go close to the wire, especially if you've taken too much time going through the earlier sections. So, both Yetis are dead. And we're now waiting for the Ice Queen to reveal herself again. There she is. And me and Yellow Rider's going, no, I don't want to go. I don't want it. I don't want it. Stay away from me. She's basically run past us, but unfortunately for me, her weapon is basically like an autocannon. And if you get caught in the Ice Queen's glare, well, it's a frosty experience and death comes swiftly. And then if you get in the way of a ram as well, yeah, you're gonna get Yeti Yeeted. It's not gonna go well. So again, I'm just gonna focus on taking out the minions because I feel not that useful against the Ice Queen. May as well let the people like the glitter bombs and stuff do more damage to them, and while they're not distracted by the minions because I'm killing them, they can then focus on the Ice Queen and hopefully knock her hit points down. So this is why Yellow Rider is so good for this section, because as you can see, I was just wrecked about 4 bots in one go. We managed to get the health restore from the snowman. And like I said, if you see the snowmen, you want to run through them. if you've not got much hit points left or you're at half health, run through the snowman to get your hit points back. So the Ice Queen's losing her hit points. We're at 4 minutes left, and I'm like, oh, we really need to get going on shooting this Ice Queen. So I'm going for the rear, but as you can see, she's in her final stage. And the final stage of the Ice Queen is not nice. Because all of a sudden, the ICE 100 is the queen, right? Turns super quickly. It moves super quickly. It's weird to see an E100 hull moving that fast. The damage it does from its main cannon is crazy. And then if it gets the ram on you, well, yeetus McDeletus is what just happens to you. You know? And we're dead. Yep, we're dead. That's what it's like. So for the Yellow Rider, that's why the Yellow Rider is so much pain against the Ice Queen. Because as soon as you start shooting her in the rear, she just instantly turns and goes, I'm here to yeet you, my friend. And you're going to enjoy every second of it. And I bet some of you would, alright? But I'm not here to judge. So, we're at 25k. I'm also thinking about the crew XP as well. Because the more things I'm killing, the more damage I'm doing. Naturally, I'm getting more XP for it. But the time is really ticking away. We're at 2 minutes and 45 seconds now to go. And she's half health. So we've really just got to start focusing. You know what? I just take hits. Every time we can get shots into it, do it. And then run after the other minions while she's focusing on other people and while you're reloading. Because that's just the way you're going to have to run it. Every chance you get to focus on her, though, it's time to do it. Because 2 minutes and 20 seconds left, and she's got a few hit points left. And, yeah, she starts throwing... When you get to this point of time, when she's got not as much hit points left, those ice boulders that you saw when we were fighting in the bonfire, or trying to light the bonfire, I suppose... They come back with a vengeance. And again, do not get caught. If you see the red circle on the floor, get away from it because you will die. But the Ice Queen is now losing hit points really quickly because I think everyone at this point in my team has realised, oh boy, it's getting slim on time and she's really got to go. So we're getting up behind the Ice Queen, trying to RBRT the shots. But you can see with Yellow Rider, we're really just not doing much at all to her. But she's starting to bleed all her hit points. That's the red circle. We're going to watch that red circle now so you get a perfect example of what it looks like. There you go, the ice boulder coming in. 3,400 hit points. It's like, come on, team. Get the Ice Queen. We need to do it. If you get near any of the Pedros, the best thing to do against the Pedros is to use the boost mode. Because once you boost, you'll end up being able to just kill them with a ram quite easily. As that's what we're going for on the SP1C. But sadly for me, I think I'm about to go down again as I boost to try and get away from a shot. Ram my ally because I'm a great teammate. Yes, I am. Don't question it. Oh, no, that guy got yeti-eaten. That looked like pain. But we respawn. We've got 58 seconds left. And it's like, oh, boy, she's only got 1,000 hit points. Get it, team. We can do this. 26 hit points. Are you kidding me? There we go. The Ice Queen is down. And we win the game. And it's all thanks to us, apparently. But that's how close it can be with this siege on Frostbite Castle. You really have to focus on the objectives, because otherwise it becomes pretty difficult. And like I say, I've had it twice now where we've not won because people didn't focus on capping straight away. People didn't focus on killing the Yetis quickly enough. And then when the Ice Queen came out, no one focused on shooting her. They just ran around shooting the minions. So you've really got to focus on the objective to make sure you win, because you don't get too much if you don't win. So you really have to make sure you're winning it. Overall, for me, personally, it's a little bit repetitive at times, and the crew XP, as you can see, is only 17,000 XP. I wish you could use boosters. It would have been far more worth to keep repeating it to be able to get that crew XP like we could in Toy Tanks mode. But there we go. It can be fun, then I think the difficulty is about right, to be fair, because as long as teamwork happens, you'll be able to actually complete it. Make sure to get your 25 points so that you can get all the goodies from the community challenge, and make sure to spend your snowballs before the 7th of January. So as always, everybody, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.
A great success.